Back in Jacksonville after overnight rain, we have partly cloudy skies, temperatures in the mid-60s, which sounds tropical to the good folks up in western and central New York. Currently 20 in Buffalo. They had close to 6.5 inches of snow in the last 24 hours. Should stop sometime around April. Jacksonville right now 62 degrees. Doug Marrone, first December at the helm. Just 1-5 on the road this year. And another first-year head coach on the other sideline, 47-year-old Gus Bradley, who played at North Dakota State with former Bills great Phil Hansen. Buffalo won the toss. They have deferred, so Jacksonville will start with the ball. Kerry Taylor is back deep to receive the kick from Dan Carpenter, who has 29 touchbacks on the year. Underway at Everbank Field. And Taylor will take a knee, and the Jaguars will start on offense. Chad Henne making his 9th straight start for the Jags.
Yeah, and Andrew, this guy, as we talked about, he's played better here the last 5 weeks, taking better care of the football, finding completions. I think as he's gained more experience in this offense this season, he's playing faster and with more confidence.
So with no Maurice Jones-Drew, Jordan Todman starts in the backfield behind Henne. It's his first start since his senior year at UConn. First and 10 from the 20. Todman up the middle and gets 2 on the play. Let's take a look at the Jacksonville starting lineup. Mike Brewster jumps into the starting lineup at left guard for the injured Will Rackley. And as I mentioned, Todman starting first time in his NFL career. Maurice Jones-Drew is out, so is Cecil Shorts with a groin injury. Over the middle, Lewis is wide open. Jarris Bird brings him down, but a big gain for the Jaguars. 25 to the tight end, Marcedes Lewis.
Well, really a nice design here. It's going to happen quick. They try and fake the screen to the left, back to the right, and then the tight end sneaks right down the middle. It freezes the linebackers for the Buffalo Bills.
Jags like to run tempo. They get right to the line, no huddle. First and 10. Henne looking back for Lewis. Intercepted by Aaron Williams. Williams inside the 40. Still going and brought down at the 25. Big play for the third-year player out of Texas and a 34-yard return.
Well, Aaron Williams provides a lot of versatility for them at safety because of his coverage skills. He's a converted corner. And this is just a nice job by him sitting on this route. He undercuts Marcedes Lewis going to the corner.
19th interception of the season for the Bills. That's second in the NFL.
Yeah, you just can't miss those outbreaking routes behind the receiver. A better throw there by Chad Henne might have gotten it done.
So great field position for Buffalo. They started on the ground to C.J. Spiller and Paul Kozlesny, the former Bill, not fooled on that first down run. And here's E.J. Manuel, his 10th start of the season, 4 picks last week against the Bucs.
Yeah, and Andrew, he hasn't looked comfortable in the offense, I don't think, since coming back from that knee injury in Week 10. I think it's moving kind of fast for him right now. They've talked about scaling back the plan this week against Jacksonville.
Manuel looks to throw on 2nd and 9. Looking end zone for Woods, and it's incomplete. Good coverage back there by Dwayne Gratz. Take a look at the Buffalo starting lineup, and up front, C.J. Spiller held to just 22 yards rushing last week in Tampa. Picked up 1 on first down. Now it's 3rd down and 9.
Well, this is an area where they've really struggled on 3rd down. They're converting just 33% of their 3rd down opportunities. That's 29th in the league. They need to have more success, obviously, on the early downs.
Manuel's pass is incomplete. Bounced one in the direction of T.J. Graham.
And you really go back to some footwork issues with E.J. Manuel. I mean, this is pretty good protection. He's got plenty of time to set his feet. Now he's got to be able to step up in there and make a throw. I mean, you've got him wide open there in the slot, T.J. Graham. He's working back to the quarterback. You've got to give him a catchable ball. What a wasted opportunity there by the Buffalo Bills.
More third down failures. You mentioned 29th in the league. They were 1 for 11 last week in Tampa Bay. That'll bring up 4th and 9 and a 42-yard try for Dan Carpenter, who's made 10 field goals in a row. Carpenter's kick drifting right, but sneaks it through, and 3 on the board for Buffalo. All 4 of Buffalo's wins have come when they score first. They score first today in Jacksonville. Carpenter gives them a 3-0 lead. The Bills turn an early turnover into 3 points. Carpenter puts Buffalo on the board with a 42-yard field goal, and Carpenter kicks this one away to Kerry Taylor, who will take a knee for the second straight time. So Chad Henne will come back out, and Rich, we spoke with him on Friday. He said the thing that he's worked on the most is taking care of the football, and boom, right away an interception.
Yeah, Andrew, not the kind of start you want. You put so much time into the script, into the first 15. Starting fast has been a problem for this Jacksonville offense, but you got to have a short memory when you play the position. A better throw there, as we talked about, to Mercedes Lewis. And if you're the offensive coordinator, Jed Fish, you've got to find a way now to get him back in rhythm.
Wait, what?
1st and 10 for the Jaguars, early first quarter in Jacksonville. Andrew Catalan, Rich Gannon with you. And now Chad Henne has to call timeout.
Well, that's not the way you want to start. I mean, right out of a break, and you make a mistake there, that's got to get cleaned up.
Second timeout.
A real rough start offensively for the Jags. The turnover and then miscommunication following the kickoff, and they have to call timeout before they run a first down play.
And the challenge, Andrew, for Chad Henne is now he's without a couple key starters on offense. You don't have Maurice Jones-Drew in there. Todman's an inexperienced guy. You know, Cecil Schwartz is out of the lineup, so you've got Curry Taylor playing and Ace Sanders, Mike Brown. And so communication is going to be absolutely critical. Chad Henne's going to have to do more talking, more explaining in the huddle to some of these young players.
Henne will throw on first down. In trouble, and he goes down. Kyle Williams with his 8th sack of the season.
And Kyle Williams does most of the grunt work inside. He creates opportunities for others outside, but he is just going to push the left guard right back into Chad Henne. Remember now, Mike Brewster making the start for Will Rackley, and he's just going to get worked by Kyle Williams.
This is a dangerous matchup for the Jaguars. They've allowed 40 sacks this year. That's tied for the 7th most in the league, and Buffalo's defense leads the league with 45 sacks on the season. Play action, pressure again, and Henne's pass is knocked down by Jerry Hughes. Buffalo, aggressive start defensively as we take a look at their starting lineup. Mario Williams, 3rd in the NFL with 12 sacks this year. Kiko Alonso missed some practice time this week with a knee injury, but he is starting inside. And defensive coordinator Mike Pettin told us that Stephon Gilmore played his best game of the season last week in Tampa Bay. He had an interception against the Bucs. Mike Pettin.
Well, we've already seen a much more aggressive approach this year under defensive coordinator Mike Pettin. He is not going to be shy to bring pressure.
3rd and 20, Henne in trouble again, right near the goal line. He is sacked, and they're going to spot him just ahead of the goal line, right at the 1. Darius and Kyle Williams bringing down Henne.
And we know they can rush the passer, 1st in the league with 44 sacks coming into today's game. Marcel Darius is a handful inside. He's become a much more aggressive pass rusher. He was a 2-gapper at Alabama, more of a read and react guy. Now he's attacking in Mike Pettin's scheme.
Nearly a safety. Instead, it's 4th and 28, and Brian Anger comes out, punting from his own end zone, short punt. McKelvin lets it go out of bounds at the 45, and once again, the Bills will have great field position, ahead 3-0 in the first quarter. Skies clearing in Jacksonville after some overnight rain. 12:02 to go first quarter. Bills up 3-0, and once again golden field position for Buffalo following the punt from Anger. They'll start at the 43-yard line. Manuel's pass nowhere near Stevie Johnson as we take a look at the Jacksonville Defense, Jason Babin leads the Jags with 5.5 sacks. Puz Lusney already with the tackle, having a great year. The former Bill, third in the league in tackles. And second leading tackler, Jonathan Cyprian, is out with a thigh injury today, so Winston Guy starts at strong safety.
That was an ugly throw by E.J. Manuel. He's making the easy throws, Andrew, look difficult right now. That's a problem. So important to get him off to a good start.
Give it to the fullback. And Summers gets a couple. Let's go back to New York. JB and Coach Cowher.
All right, Coach on the scoreboard first.
Yeah, 11-play, 80-yard drive. Finished off Andrew Luck to Griff Whalen, Stanford teammates. 14 yards. Indy up 7-0.
All right, back to Andrew Catalan and Rich Gannon.
All right, guys, thank you. Colts already locked up the AFC South. Jacksonville in third place. 3rd and 8 for the Bills. Manuel in trouble. Gets away from one. Now running for it. Across the 40, and Manuel's going to pick up the first down. A 13-yard run for E.J. Manuel.
Well, he never sees the safety blitz. Again, you're going to see it come late. He's surprised by Brzezinski, and he does the next best thing after the mistake. He pulls it down and is able to use his legs and get a first down. But again, it gets back to recognition. We saw this last week. You can expect internal pressure because the Bills struggled picking it up last week.
12-yard run officially for Manuel. First down and 10. And on the carry, it's Fred Jackson. He's got 7 touchdowns this season on the ground. That's the most of his career.
You know, the one thing Buffalo can do is run the football with both of those backs. C.J. Spiller, almost 700 yards rushing. Fred Jackson not far behind. And they're very different type of backs. Fred Jackson more downhill, more the physical runner. And, of course, C.J. Spiller, he has scary speed to get to the outside and really hurt a defense.
Manuel running right. Flag down on the play, and E.J. just throws it away. And this could be a hold against the Bills. Ron Winter is today's referee.
Holding. Offense number 79. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
It's on the 8th-year player out of Colorado State, Eric Pierce.
Well, you'll see him right on the bottom of your screen there. He's the right tackle, and he's going to grab a hold of Tyson Alualu, and they don't miss them.
That backs up the Bills. They now face second down and 18. 4-receiver set. Manuel, quick screen to Johnson, and he dropped it. It's been a bumpy few weeks for Stevie Johnson, and he was not able to bring that one in.
Yeah, I think a frustrating year as well, just 51 catches. And he's had to play with 3 inexperienced quarterbacks so far this season, 2 of them who are rookies, and I think it makes it tough. But it's important, as I said before, to get him involved early. Too many Bills games that I've watched this year, Andrew, where he's gone through the first half with just a single catch. They've got to get number 13 going.
E.J. Manuel has started 0 for 4 in this first quarter. 3rd down and long. Manuel with the screen, intercepted! Picked off by the Jaguars. Gino Hayes, and a big return for Jacksonville. Hayes picks up 29. That's the 9th interception of the season for E.J. Manuel.
Well, just moving too fast for E.J. Manuel right now. They bring pressure to his right. He's trying to hold the rush, and he's going to throw the screen. C.J. Spiller gets caught up in the wash, and the quarterback never feels Gino Hayes. You can't make this throw in this situation. We don't take sacks or throw interceptions on screen passes.
Bills had 5 giveaways last week. Manuel with the 4 picks and an early one here, and that's the 2nd interception of the season for Gino Hayes, the 6-year player out of Florida State. E.J. Manuel's former school. So each team with 1 turnover in this first quarter, and now the Jaguars will start in Bills territory at the 34. Todman trying to reverse course, nothing doing. Nickel Roby came up to make that play.
Well, Jacksonville is going to see so much 8-man front. They're going to try and stop the run. They play a lot of man-to-man coverage. It's tough when you're 1 short. They don't have They don't have Roby blocked, and you have to be able to throw the football, I think, on the early downs against this Buffalo defense.
3-yard loss for Jordan Todman, and it's 2nd down and 13. Back to Todman, has some running room right side. Todman has the first down, angling out, and Aaron Williams forces him out, but Jordan Todman picks up 17 and a Jacksonville first down.
And this is what Jordan Todman does well, is he runs to the outside and uses his speed. They're going to short motion the receiver. He's going to block on the inside. You get a natural pick for Todman. Again, you see his speed on the edge.
Speaking of speed, Jags get right to the line, give it right back to Todman, and this is what you're going to see a lot, Rich. Maurice Jones-Drew told us. Jones-Drew likes to go up the middle. It's the edges where you're going to see Todman try to get his yards.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't think that Maurice Jones-Drew quite trusts his speed anymore. He's more of a downhill runner. He likes to run that inside zone where you're going to see more of the outside zone with Jordan Todman. Not as physical a runner as Maurice Jones-Drew.
And certainly not as good as a blocker in pass protection. That's something to keep an eye on with Todman today. Second and 9 from the 20. And he throws left, and the pass is caught by Todman. Jarris Bird wraps him up, but Jordan Todman a big part of this drive for the Jaguars.
Yeah, and he shows you some versatility now. He's pretty good in the receiving game, and we're not afraid to put him out wide in the wide receiver positions. He can run a handful of routes, forces the Buffalo Bills to show their hand in terms of their coverage.
Jacksonville has struggled mightily in the red zone this season. Just 15 touchdowns. They are 30th in the league. 3rd down and 4 for Henne. Throwing left again, it's drops. Kerry Taylor making the start today for the injured Cecil Shorts, and that's a ball he has to catch.
Yeah, this is why you're 4-9. I mean, you don't get many opportunities like this. Good route, good throw by Chad Henne. You just got to squeeze it on the sidelines. Stephon Gilmore playing some soft coverage on Kerry Taylor. Got to make that catch to keep the drive alive.
32-yard attempt for Josh Scobie, playing in his 101st consecutive game today for Jacksonville. 19 out of 21 on the year. And this kick is right down Broadway. So each team with a turnover, and each team turned that turnover into 3 points. Tied at 3, first quarter. With the playoff races heating up, download NFL Mobile to get live video access to exclusive premium content on your smartphone. Call *NFL to download or go to NFL.com/mobile to learn more. Message and data rates may apply. Here's a look at the AFC playoff picture, and Thursday night really changed the course of a couple of things. San Diego beat Denver, so now the door open for New England to take the top spot in the AFC, and the Chargers at 7-7 still fighting strong, Rich.
Yeah, Andrew, and keep an eye on Baltimore and Miami, both at 7-6. Baltimore's got a tough schedule. They've got Detroit on Monday night, followed by New England and Cincinnati, but Miami under Joe Philbin, they had some adversity. They fought through it. Now they're at 7-6. They've got a real shot.
Marquise Goodwin, who has incredible speed, takes this one out, but he is stopped short of the 15-yard line. Well, Jacksonville is not eliminated mathematically from playoff contention.
Oh, jeez.
This is what has to happen.
Oh, it's nothing.
Just like winning Powerball.
No hill for a climber, right? Look at that. You got to win your remaining games. Miami has to lose out. Baltimore, San Diego have to lose out. Jets have to lose. Oakland. What are the odds of that, you suppose?
I think Powerball odds. It's about right. But hey, they're heading in the right direction under Gus Bradley. There's a lot of energy and excitement here in Jacksonville. C.J. Spiller takes the first down carry. Gets across the 15. And that'll bring up 2nd down. And Rich, important drive for E.J. Manuel. Still 0 for 4. Does not have a completion yet in this first quarter.
Really an ugly start for E.J. Manuel. And he just doesn't look comfortable right now. You can really see it in his eyes. I think we talked a little bit about his confidence. And Jacksonville, based on what they saw last week against Tampa Bay, they're going to continue to bring internal pressures.
Johnson makes this catch, and he's forced out of bounds, short of a first down. Dwayne Grotz on the coverage for the Jags.
At some point, Buffalo is going to have to throw the ball down the field. You've got all these little quick bubble screens. They're kicking the ball wide to the guys in the slot. but you've got to be able to push this defense a little bit. You've got to, if not, the field shrinks. It gets too hard to play offense if you don't take some shots down the field on first down.
Johnson now has a catch in 60 straight games, but his reception short of the sticks. 3rd down and 2. Manuel keeps it himself, dives forward and has the first down. E.J. Manuel scrambled for 29 yards last week in Tampa Bay, and a couple of nice runs today for Manuel.
And he's certainly capable, Andrew, of using his legs. He needs to do this more, particularly when they're struggling right now in the passing game. You have to be resourceful, and if it means rushing for a couple first downs in this one, you've got to do it. Goodness, there's got so much 8-man front. There's all this one-on-one coverage on the outside. Somebody's got to win out there.
Manuel in trouble, and he just slides down. Update in New York, JB and Coach Cowher.
Good players back, always a good thing.
Yeah, Michael Crabtree getting back into the flow of things. Right here, you're going to see Kaepernick start to scramble to his right. Directs Michael Crabtree, 4-yard touchdown pass. Let him play 62-yard drive. San Francisco up 7-0.
Andrew and Rich.
Yeah, just getting Crabtree back makes a world of difference for guys like Vernon Davis and Quan Bolden. Don't forget about Frank Gore in the running game as well.
Second down carry rather to Fred Jackson. Well, the Jaguars and Niners met over in London with San Francisco winning 42-10. That dropped Jacksonville to 0-8 on the year. They had their bye week. Gus Bradley at 0-8 gave the team the entire week off, and since then, the Jaguars have responded. They're 4-1 since losing that game to San Francisco.
And this whole idea of kind of changing the culture and the environment, it takes time, but Gus Bradley has him trending in the right direction.
3rd down and 7. Manuel over the middle, caught by Chandler. First down into Jacksonville territory. Gain of 27.
Well, we know Scott Chandler can be a handful for any linebacker or safety, not because of his speed, but rather because of his size. He's 6'7". He's 265 pounds. He's a big target for E.J. Manuel. And sometimes a throw like this can really do wonders for your confidence as a young quarterback.
One of the few times today, Manuel actually looked downfield, stayed downfield with his eyes, and passed it complete to Chandler. We've seen a lot of dump-offs for Manuel so far.
And they love this fast, up-tempo approach offensively. Limits what Jacksonville can do in terms of substitutions, but again, this is a problem. Communication for the Buffalo Bills.
Had to burn one with 1 on the play clock. 4:39 to go, first quarter. And Buffalo and Jacksonville tied at 3. Andrew Catalon, Rich Gannon with you from Everbank Field in Jacksonville. Fred Jackson takes the handoff from E.J. Manuel. And it's been a rough start for E.J. 2 out of 6 out of the gate, Rich.
No, he's not looked good early. Late down the middle, the safety had a chance to make this play. Sometimes you've got to sit in there with a tough jaw and make these difficult throws. And, of course, the interception on the screen pass. Geno Hayes takes it the other way. And, again, you worry as a play caller when a young quarterback gets off to that kind of start. You do everything you possibly can to settle him down.
C.J. Spiller up the gut. You mentioned Geno Hayes, Rich. He suffered a knee injury and is questionable to return. So we'll keep an eye on that with the Jaguars linebackers.
Well, you get a good look at Paul Posluszny there, and he is really the heart and soul of this operation on defense. Their best player, makes a ton of plays, great instincts, and he makes all the calls and the adjustments for that group up front.
3rd and 2 for Buffalo. They're 3 out of 5 in this opening quarter on 3rd downs. Dominating time of possession as well. Manuel throws it back, and it's incomplete. He's trying to catch T.J. Cram, but another incompletion from Manuel. He's 2 out of 7 now.
Yeah, they run so many of these quick screens, these bubble screens. I mean, just a lot of trickery. Just, sometimes just something simple. Get the quarterback under center and throw a slant route. Let Stevie Johnson go to work against all this man-to-man coverage.
So now Dan Carpenter will come out for a 54-yard attempt. This year on field goals of 50 or more, he is 3 out of 4. Carpenter's kick right, and no good. Carpenter not able to connect from deep, and we remain tied at 3. Montana native Dan Carpenter sees his streak of 11 consecutive field goals come to an end. And Buffalo and Jacksonville remain tied at 3. Jags start on their own 44-yard line with 3:27 to go in the opening quarter. Any play action as a complete to Ace Sanders, and he gets close to midfield. Well, now's the time to catch up on episodes of Person of Interest. Jim Caviezel and Michael Emerson star Tuesday at 10/9 Central, only CBS.
Well, both of these offenses like this up-tempo, no-huddle approach. Talk about how it makes it a little bit more difficult to communicate defensively.
Todman across the 50 and has a Jacksonville first down. Kiko Alonso on the tackle after a gain of 8. Well, here's the inactives for Jacksonville today. We mentioned no Jones-Drew, no Cecil Shorts, and no Cyprien, who's their second leading tackler. And also, their starting left guard, Will Rackley, is out. So 3 key injuries on the offensive side of the ball, and Cyprien in the secondary. Todman back-to-back carries across the 40. And Alonso and Aaron Williams make the stop.
And what's ironic is they finally get the running game going, and then they lose Maurice Jones-Drew to a hamstring last week. You look at the rushing yards for the first 11 weeks, they're averaging just a little over 61 yards a game on the ground, worse than football. Since then, the numbers jumped up to 126 yards. A big reason why has been because of Maurice Jones-Drew. And you think about over the years, he's accounted for a majority of their offensive production in total yards.
And with no Jones-Drew, Denard Robinson is the backup running back today, and this is his first carry. And the former Michigan star has another Jacksonville first down. 4-yard gain for Robinson. Mario Williams with the tackle.
Well, we got a chance to visit with Maurice Jones-Drew on Friday. Didn't really do much in practice this week. Said he was 50-50 at best, but he wasn't overly concerned. He felt pretty good about Jordan Todman and Denard Robinson and the rest of these backs.
Well, Henny was looking for Mike Brown, but he skies that one. You saw that statistic. Jones-Drew, when he is inactive, the Jaguars are 1-12.
It really affects what they do, not only in terms of on the ground, but the play-action game, which is a big part of their offense. You don't have quite the sting without him in the lineup.
Jones-Drew coming off his first 100-yard game of the season against Houston last Thursday night. In fact, his first 100-yard game since September of 2012. Robinson goes out to the top. And he throws over the middle. The pass is caught by Clay Harbor. And that's going to be short of a first down. Harbor gets 7.
Well, they don't block this right. You're going to see Kiko Alonso. He's in there to draw the rush, and they turn somebody loose. You see Jarris Byrd, who's played a lot better here the last couple weeks. Good job getting this one out quick to his tight end, Clay Harbor.
And this is a bad sign now for Jacksonville, Rich. Mike Brewster, who's starting for the injured Will Rackley at left guard, is hobbling off the field. So a position they're already thin at because Rackley is inactive. A little bit thinner.
Well, he's right at left guard there, and he's just going to get, oh, right at the end. Yeah, he gets, let's see, he gets rolled on by Kyle Williams and Chad Henne. That is not good for Mike Brewster.
Ohio State product, native of Orlando, Florida. In his second season, a big opportunity for Brewster today. He was making his 3rd start of the year. So now McClendon comes on to play left guard.
And he's going to have his hands full as Marcel Darius and Kyle Williams line up over him.
3rd down and 2 for Jacksonville. Play action. Henne looking for Lewis, and he makes the catch. First down, Jacksonville, inside a minute to go in the first quarter.
Well, it's been a quiet season for Mercedes Lewis, but he does have the size and playmaking ability, and I think he's got to be more involved in this offense, particularly down in this part of the field. Huge size advantage against the smaller safeties.
Second catch for Lewis. That one went for 10 yards. Jacksonville driving, 1st and 10 from the 15. Todman back in the game and gets to the 13-yard line. Marcel Darius on the tackle.
And we've been talking a lot, Andrew, about how the game plan won't change very much for Jacksonville without Maurice Jones-Drew and Cecil Shorts, and he can't because they're not built to throw it 40 times right now. As you get a good look at Jed Fish, the offensive coordinator, that's not who they are. They have to still be patient with the running game.
They've thrown a couple of non-quarterback touchdown passes in this area of the field in prior weeks as they give it to Todman. Maurice Jones-Drew threw a touchdown against Cleveland, and Ace Sanders threw a touchdown last time out against Houston. That will do it for the first quarter. A couple of turnovers, a couple of field goals. We're tied at 3. We'll return to Jacksonville after these messages. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Andrew Catalon, Rich Gannon back with you at Everbank Field in Jacksonville. Start of the second quarter. Bills and Jaguars tied at 3. Jacksonville will begin this quarter facing 3rd down and 7. Out of the shotgun, dumps it off for Ace Sanders, makes the catch, gets around one. Sanders still going into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. First receiving touchdown of the season for Ace Sanders. First touchdown of his career.
Well, they want to put him in the backfield. They want to move him around, and he's a slot player, but this is a good adjustment on a back shoulder throw, and he just makes people miss. This is what he gives you, the speed and quickness in the open field.
He threw a touchdown pass last week on a gadget play, and this week he catches one from Chad Henne. That's Henne's 9th touchdown of the season. Here's Scobie for the extra point. And it's 10-3 in favor of the Jaguars. They'll line up Ace Sanders a number of different places, this time out of the backfield and into the end zone. Offensive coordinator Jed Fish went to Gus Bradley a few months ago and said, we don't have a Darren Sproles in our offense. And Gus Bradley said, yes, we do. It's Ace Sanders. He's lined up just like Sproles on that touchdown, the first touchdown of his career in Jacksonville with a 10-3 lead. Scobie kicks it away through the end zone and a touchback. But Gus Bradley has just done a tremendous job here in Jacksonville. The 0-8 start, but since then 4-1. Offense playing much better, and the turnover margin a big key as well, Rich.
Yeah, Andrew, you know, it's so difficult to stay the course, to keep listening to the message and the head coach and believe when you're not getting the results when you start 0-8. But nobody panic. And, you know, Gus's message has been true. He's very passionate, positive, his energy, very authentic, and he has been very consistent. The focus has been about getting better each day.
And E.J. Manuel is sacked. Send Derek Marks with his 4th sack of the season. And the second one the Bills have allowed today.
Yeah, you see Derek Marks. He's going to beat Pierce right around the right side. And saw a holding penalty earlier from the right tackle, Eric Pierce, and now he gets beat around the corner.
Bills allowed 7 sacks last week against Tampa Bay. Already 2 in this first half. 8-yard loss. It's 2nd and 18. Manuel dumps it over the middle to Chandler, who has the catch, and that'll bring up 3rd down and long. And you know, Rich, even all the numbers that add up in favor of the Jaguars over the last 5 games, what's not on there is his energy. This guy's got more energy than anybody I've ever met.
Yeah, we spent about 45 minutes with him on Friday. He said he wants spirited guys who love football. You always have a chance with those type of players, and I think too often we focus on the end result rather than the process. They've been focusing on the process here in Jacksonville. That's about getting better each time out.
3rd down and 12 for Buffalo. Blitz coming. Manuel in trouble, and Manuel sacked again. Andre Branch, his 5th sack of the year.
Well, Buffalo has had some issues now with protection the last couple of weeks, and a lot of it has come right up the middle. And they don't even pick up Branch. E.J. Manuel has no chance when he comes clean through the A-gap.
4th and 19 for Buffalo, and Brian Moorman is awaiting the snap in his own end zone. Ace Sanders, who scored the touchdown for Jacksonville, is back deep. high spiraling kick by Mormon. Backs Sanders up to his own 37. And Sanders is brought down at the 39-yard line. A 52-yard punt from Brian Mormon. Marcus Easley on the stop. Jacksonville going back on offense when we come back. Sun coming out in Jacksonville, 13:03 to go first half. Jaguars in front of the Bills, 10-3. Todman on first down across the 40. And gets about 3 on the play before Jarris Byrd catches up to him. Coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cower for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. Mike Brewster is out for the rest of the game for the Jaguars, the left guard who you saw walk off the field earlier. First 4 possessions for the Jags did not start off too well, but since then they put 10 points on the board. Henny has some time, goes down. Jerry Hughes with the sack, the 3rd of the day for the Buffalo defense.
Well, he had a chance here. You're going to watch the post route. It comes wide open off the play action. He just doesn't have time to set his feet and find Jeremy Ebert. But that's the look you want. He just didn't have the time.
What a trade this has turned into for Buffalo. Acquiring Hughes from the Colts in the offseason. That's his 9th sack of the year, a career high. And it also sets up 3rd down and 12. And he screened to Todman, fell down, made the catch, gets back up, but he is tackled well short of a first down. Leotis McKelvin on the stop, and that'll force Jacksonville to punt.
Well, it's a lot of illusion and disguise. They try and run the motion to the left. He looks to the left like you're going to throw the screen to the left, and they come back the other way with it to Todman. I really like what I've seen from Jed Fish in this offense. He's very creative, and as you mentioned, Andrew, you've got to expect the unexpected when you prepare for this Jacksonville offense.
85th punt of the year for Brian Anger. That leads the NFL. McKelvin waiting for it at his 10. McKelvin has some room down the sideline, slips, and goes down to the 37. Remember, rain overnight. Looked like McKelvin lost his footing. There's a penalty flag down on the play. 26-yard return for McKelvin if it stands.
During the kick, holding, number 81, return team. Half the distance to the goal, first down.
That's on Marcus Easley. Can E.J. Manuel get it going back on the field when we return? Saturday, it's a Big 10, Big 12 throwdown when Tom Izzo's Michigan State Spartans hit it off with Jonathan Holmes and the Texas Longhorns. All starts live at 4 Eastern right here on the home of the men's national championship game, CBS Sports. E.J. Manuel back out. It's been a rough start for E.J. and the Buffalo offense. They'll run it on first down. That's C.J. Spiller as E.J. Manuel, 3 of 8 to start this first half against Jacksonville. And Rich, one of the things we talked about with the coaches, he's not pulling the trigger. He's moving in slow motion at times out there.
Yeah, he really is. I mean, I think he wants to see it and really believe it at first before he lets go of the football, and you just can't play that way. You got to cut it loose. Got to start playing more aggressive with E.J. Manuel.
Play action here. Manuel lofts one, and a great grab by Robert Woods. The rookie out of USC brings in his 32nd catch of the year.
And when the protection is good and he's comfortable in the pocket, he can make accurate throws. You just see he's got plenty of arm talent. They have to start winning on first down. They have not been able to run the football, and that's been a problem. They've got themselves behind in the down and distance.
Woods gets 20. How about this run from Fred Jackson? Close to another Buffalo first down. Winston Guy makes the tackle for Jacksonville.
Well, I really like Fred Jackson. I mean, he's much different than C.J. Spiller, much more of a physical runner as we talked about. He's so good in the passing game. He does a number of things well for the Buffalo Bills. Just great versatility at the running back position.
And just enough for a first down on that run. First and 10 Buffalo. Inside 10 minutes to go in the first half. Manuel is looking deep. Now looks off to his second receiver and has it complete to Chris Gregg, the rookie out of Arkansas, with a first down.
Well, they're going to run the post, and then on the backside, the tight end is going to work all the way across the field. And play action does a good job freezing and holding Posluszny. And you're going to see the tight end, Chris Gregg, he gets right behind the linebacker and in between the safety. Good throw and catch.
Gregg at 25 yards receiving the entire season coming into the game. He got 28 on that catch. Frank Summers on the carry, and a good sign there for Jacksonville as Geno Hayes is back into the game. Had to leave earlier with a knee injury.
We talked about how banged up they are, Andrew, in the secondary with Jacksonville. And I think if you're Buffalo, you've got to go after this group. You've got to be aggressive. You've got to take some shots down the field against this Jacksonville secondary.
Manuel dumps it off to the fullback. Summers has the 30, spins his way forward to the 26-yard line. First-year player out of UNLV.
Well, the one thing E.J. Manuel has done a really nice job of in his rookie years, when it's not there, he's done a good job checking it down to the backs. We mentioned both these running backs, Jackson and Spiller, have 65 catches. You see the throw there, the Summers. Does a good job finding those outlet receivers.
3rd down and 2 for Buffalo. E.J. Manuel perfect on this drive, 3 out of 3 for 52 yards. Looks to throw again, incomplete, and a flag comes in. Flag against the Jaguars as Manuel was trying to go to T.J. Graham, and I think they're going to get pass interference against Jacksonville.
Pass interference. Defense number 23. Penalizes the spot of the foul and a first down.
Well, Alan Ball is in good position here. They're just going to run the slant route, and for whatever reason, he just... Well, I don't see it. I really don't. That's a bad throw by E.J. Manuel. They get away with one there. Alan Ball is just trying to change lanes and get in front of that throw.
First penalty against the Jaguars. Spiller has some room up the middle. And inside the 10, we go back to New York. An update with JB and Coach Cowher.
Not a good return for Jay Cutler.
Yeah, second interception of the day is going to be this one, picked off by Deshaun Gibson. And he's not going to just pick it off, he's going to return it for a pick 6. And Cleveland now takes the lead 10-3 over Chicago.
All right, back to Andrew and Rich.
All right, guys, on 1st and goal, C.J. Spiller is knocked back by the Jacksonville defense. Gratz leading the charge. Geno Hayes, who left earlier with the knee, returned. And now he's a little slow to get up following that last play. Injury timeout on the field. 2nd and goal coming up for Buffalo. This drive started for Buffalo back at their own 6-yard line. They have it 2nd and goal from the Jacksonville 7. Manuel out of the shotgun. Jackson to his right. Manuel looks, throws, caught. Touchdown, Buffalo! Robert Woods, his 3rd touchdown of the season.
Really nothing fancy here. Robert Woods is just going to run a little hook route right at the goal line. He's going to work in behind Scott Chandler. And EJ gets it out quick, and Woods is able to do the rest. Big drive for Buffalo, as you mentioned, 9 plays, 94 yards, capped off by that throw from E.J. Manuel.
10th touchdown pass of the year for E.J. Manuel, and Dan Carpenter's extra point makes it 10-all in Jacksonville. Manuel 4 for 4 for 59 yards on that drive, and we're all tied up with 7:07 to go, first half. Fantasy football fans, keep the excitement going all postseason with Playoff Challenge, now with bigger cash prizes. See rules and sign up at cbssports.com/challenge. Well, there were a record number of touchdowns in the NFL last week. Buffalo contributed 0. They did not score a touchdown against Tampa Bay, so the Woods touchdown, Buffalo's first since the Atlanta game, which they lost 34-31 in overtime. Big boot from Carpenter and a touchback. Jacksonville will start at the 20-yard line. Chad Henne back out onto the field. First half numbers for Henne, 7 out of 11, 71 yards, the touchdown, and an interception.
Yeah, I really give him some credit. You know, it's not easy. It's been a revolving door at wide receiver. That doesn't help Chad Henne. Got some young guys out there. You're not quite sure how they're going to respond in critical situations.
Newly signed DeLon Carter goes out wide, and they give it to Todman, and he is thrown back by Mario Williams.
Well, you look at the numbers for E.J. Manuel and Chad Henne, kind of similar. Neither team really been able to do a whole lot on the ground in the running game, and that's going to be a problem. Neither of these teams can afford to be one-dimensional.
Well, Jacksonville put Denard Robinson out in the Wildcat formation, and Buffalo calls a timeout. So the Bills now only have one timeout remaining in this first half.
A good look at Doug Marrone, and you know, it's tough, Andrew, in your first year. You've got a young staff and you've got a rookie quarterback. It's tough. There are going to be growing pains. You've got to be able to fight through it, and that's what Doug Marrone has done. I have seen improvement with this football team. A lot of it I see on defense. I think he's hired a good coordinator in Mike Pettin. I think offensively, you've got to be patient with E.J. Manuel.
They remove Robinson following the timeout, and Chad Henne is back in at quarterback from the shotgun on 2nd and 11. Henne throwing left, incomplete behind Jeremy Ebert.
You know, this gets back to, you know, not working with these guys. You look at Ebert, he's not even expecting the ball. First-year player. Chad Henne's trying to throw a back shoulder throw. Ebert doesn't even turn his head and look for the ball. We talk about communication. And from a quarterback perspective, that's unsettling. You know, you talk about the confidence that you know what the receivers are going to do against press coverage, how they're going to react versus off.
Well, following the miscommunication, 3rd down and 11 for Jacksonville. Henne over the middle, it's caught. Right back to Ebert, but that is short of a first down. 3rd catch of the year for Jeremy Ebert. But Brian Anger will have to come out again for Jacksonville.
Well, that guy right there, Stephon Gilmore, has really played better the last couple of weeks. Maybe had his best game last week, according to defensive coordinator Mike Pettin. Got off to a slow start with that injury. He's really come on. He's playing terrific in their man-to-man coverage schemes.
And Gilmore played at South Carolina with Ace Sanders, who scored the Jacksonville touchdown earlier in this half. Anger's punt nearly blocked, gets it away. McKelvin waiting for it at the 25. Running right, gets away from a couple. And McKelvin did not dodge the tackle of Nate Stupar. And Buffalo's offense will come back out onto the field after a 49-yard punt. Another look, nearly blocked.
It took a little bit of a while to get the ball. Rodriguez comes off the corner. Would have been a disaster for Jacksonville.
Well, tonight it's the most secretive and controversial spy agency in the world. So why did the NSA open their doors and speak to 60 Minutes? Find out tonight, only CBS. 5:41 to go, first half. Buffalo and Jacksonville tied at 10. Fred Jackson bottled up by Chris Prosinski, still turning those legs, and gets about 3 on the play.
Well, Doug Marrone talked about scaling back the volume and the plan offensively for E.J. Manuel after what happened last week. And I think he was thinking too much out there, Andrew, against Tampa Bay through the 4 interceptions. We talked about the game slowing down. At times it looks like he's going 45 and a 65. You know, as a new driver, if you will, at the wheel of an automobile. He's got to find a way to play faster in this offense.
Jackson again finds some room and close to a first down. That should be good for a Buffalo first down. And Rich, you know, it seemed like in talking to Coach Marrone and offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett yesterday that last week's performance really rattled E.J. Manuel. In fact, he told us that he was disappointed for a good 3 days following the 4-pick game against Tampa Bay. Nate said that it humbled Manuel throughout the week, and Manuel knows he needs to do a little bit more. He needs to step up his game.
It really starts with preparation.
Another great catch from Robert Woods, who's putting together a nice first half. His third grab for Buffalo. A 16-yard gain.
And they're going after Allen Ball, the corner for Jacksonville. They've run a couple of these deep out routes now on the boundary. These are routes that E.J. Manuel throws well.
Into Jacksonville territory with 4:15 to go. Remember, only one timeout remaining for Buffalo. Jackson spins his way, still on his feet. Nice run from Fred Jackson. Allen Ball makes the stop.
Well, we talked about that last drive and how important it was for E.J. Manuel's confidence. We just saw that very same route on the boundary. And again, he threw the ball with ease. The ball was coming out quick. Accuracy was better. Again, when he gets good protection and he's in rhythm, he can be very effective.
Buffalo dominating yardage-wise in this second quarter. And Fred Jackson's hard-earned 9 yards give him 40 on the day on the ground. Spiller in there now. He's got a first down. Nifty moves from C.J. Spiller inside the 20, and a late flag comes in. Forced out by Jason Babin after a 17-yard run for Spiller.
When C.J. Spiller scares you when he gets the football with his speed.
Personal foul, grasping the face mask. Offense, number 28. 15-yard penalty. First down.
That goes against Spiller at the end of the run.
Well, it's frustrating right here. You're going to see he puts he puts the face mask on the linebacker and doesn't let go. It's actually Jason Babin, defensive end.
Penalty is a big problem for Buffalo. Last week they had 13, and that one wipes off a 17-yard run for Spiller. They go back to Jackson this time, and Fred Jackson's loose. Running left side inside the 20, puts his head down, and tackled at the 12 by Josh Evans.
Well, we know how difficult Fred Jackson. He's a tough tackle in the open field, but when you've got him in the hole, Brzezinski, the safety, you've got to be able to make that stop. Missed tackles have been a problem all season for this defense.
19-yard run for Fred Jackson. First and 10 for Buffalo. Summers, the fullback, plows forward and has the 10-yard line down to about the 8.
Well, they're playing up-tempo offense, and Nathaniel Hackett, the offensive coordinator, he wants to dictate. He doesn't want his young quarterback having to react. He wants to dictate the pace and flow of this game.
Summers remains in the game next to Manuel, who's in the shotgun on 2nd and 6. Quarterback draw, Manuel up the middle, still going in, touchdown, Buffalo! Following the block of Craig Urban, and E.J. Manuel has his second rushing touchdown of the season.
Well, it took a little while to get going there. The quarterback draw, he almost stumbles on the fullback. The fullback's trying to fake it. It's a little late getting there, but E.J. Manuel's able to do the rest. It's a big, strong, powerful quarterback when he decides to pull it down and run.
That's 2 impressive drives for the Buffalo Bills back-to-back. They marched the length of the field to score the touchdown, and Manuel took that one 72 yards in 3.5 minutes as Carpenter's extra point is good. Buffalo's offense looking good in the second quarter. They take a 17-10 lead. E.J. Manuel chatting with offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett, whose father, Paul Hackett, worked with E.J. a lot when E.J. was hurt earlier this year. Hackett had to focus, Nathaniel, on the quarterbacks in Thad Lewis and Jeff Toole. So with Manuel hurt, he brought in his dad for a few weeks, and E.J. got some great instruction from Paul Hackett.
Andrew, I don't know if there's a better tutor in the business than Paul Hackett. He was my offensive coordinator in Kansas City. He's worked with a number of quarterbacks over the years. What a great resource he has at his fingertips. I'm certain that E.J. benefited from that opportunity.
Kerry Taylor wants to bring this one out. And that's a bad idea by Kerry Taylor. Tackled short of the 10-yard line. Duke Williams making the stop. Bad field position for the Jags. Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report. JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cower join them for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. 2:10 to go in the first half. Jacksonville has 2 timeouts remaining. And only 94 yards of offense in this half. Codman on first down. Scoots across the 10 before Leotis McKelvin makes the tackle at the 11. And that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. Buffalo ahead by 7. Back to Jacksonville in a moment. The PGA Tour West Coast Swing starts next month on CBS Sports. Jim Furyk getting a early head start. He'll have a halftime chipping competition with the mascot here in Jacksonville, Jackson DeVille. And the scouting report on the mascot is that he's a scratch golfer. So Furyk might have his hands full coming up at halftime.
Yeah, you don't want to embarrass yourself and lose to the mascot, do you?
No, that's not good. You don't want to do that. Especially Jackson DeVille, because he's the type of mascot that'll rub it in. 3rd down and 9 for Jacksonville. They're 2 for 6 on 3rd downs in this half. Henny over the middle. Pass is caught by Kerry Taylor. And that's good for a 1st down. First catch is a Jaguar for Taylor.
That's a big time throw by Chad Henne, fitting that one in there on 3rd down.
2 timeouts for the Jags, 1:35 to go. They trail by 7. And he throws back to his left to Todman. He can't escape the tackle of Denoris Searcy. Clock continues to tick.
You know, Todman's been impressive, Andrew, through the first half, and they've asked him to do a lot. Taking over from Maurice Jones-Drew. He's been very active in the passing game as well.
1:10 to go. And he looking deep along the near sideline for Brown. Incomplete. Leotis McKelvin had a good beat on that one for Buffalo.
Buffalo plays so much man-to-man coverage. We just talked about the job that these corners have done. Stephon Gilmore's had a terrific year, but Leotis McKelvin was the corner that was really signaled out last night by Mike Patton. He said he's had a terrific year. Does so much for them, not only playing the corner position, but he's a terrific punt returner as well.
Tied for 8th in the NFL in passes defensed and 8th on the team in tackles. It brings up another 3rd down for Jacksonville. 3rd and 7 with 1:03 to go in the 2nd quarter. And he dumps it off to Brown. Another 1st down. Nice catch by Mike Brown. Stephon Gilmore blanketed the receiver, but Brown still brought it in for 8 yards.
And if you're Chad Henne, you're going to have to make a number of contested throws against this Buffalo secondary. We just mentioned a minute ago they play so much man-to-man coverage. You see Chad Henne, you got to sit in there with a tough jaw. You go up against the likes of Mario Williams.
Williams throws him down. Jacksonville uses one of its timeouts. So now they have 1 remaining with 57 seconds to go.
I've been impressed with what Chad Henne has done after that ugly interception. He's done a nice job settling down. He's been very consistent. And as Jed Fish, the offensive coordinator, said, you know what you're going to get. You get a good feel for what he does. And I think the other thing he realizes is he knows what his strengths are as well as his limitations.
Scobie's career-long 59 yards. Henne back to the air to Harbor. Wheels it in at the 43. Into Buffalo territory. Mikel Roby makes the stop. Clock continues to tick.
Well, a big-time throw. Harbor gets an outside release. He's working up the seam. Kiko Alonso gets fooled. Harbor makes the big catch down the seam.
28-yard gain. 33 seconds left. Henne feeling the heat, gets rid of it. Heck of a grab, nearly. Now they're going to say it was a catch and a fumble. Buffalo football. Mikel Roby scoops it up. Mike Brown looked like he made a great one-handed catch. I don't know if he had possession, but they said he did, and then a fumble.
Well, this happens late. Mike Brown, he's waiting. He would have been better off not catching this thing. I think he does make the catch, and Mikel Roby's able to knock it out. good alert play by the young corner.
Ron Winter will wait to hear from upstairs to make sure that turnover is good. Both teams just kind of waiting right now on the field. Here's another angle.
Great concentration.
Play will be two.
It looks like he's making a football move. Terrific grab. You see him reach out with the right hand. He's able to squeeze it. Now I think he's got possession of it. Roby does a nice job stripping it. He's working both of his arms down the body of Mike Brown, and that ball clearly comes out. There's a question of whether or not he had possession, whether or not he made a football move before the ball was dislodged.
And because it was ruled a fumble on the field, they'll need conclusive evidence to overturn it. And I don't know from those looks, Rich, if you have enough evidence to turn it back.
Oh, and the official was right there in a position to make the call, and he's taken a couple steps now, and the ball comes out. It's tough with his back to us to tell when exactly the ball comes loose. I think they're going to stick with the call on the field. Unless you see something that clearly shows he didn't have possession, I think it's going to be very difficult to overturn that call.
I agree with you. It would be the second turnover of the half for the Jaguars. Henne threw an interception early in the first quarter. If Buffalo gets the ball back, they'll have one timeout to work with and 26 seconds on the clock.
Andrew, usually my producer, Jim Rickoff, he gives me a heads up. He usually gives me the inside. He usually hears before we make the announcement on the field. It always makes me look good when he says that they're going to stay with the call on the field. But
you just tipped your hand,
I pushed my talkback button 3 times asking for the information, and I've yet to get it. I think he's got possession. I think he's putting the ball in his upfield hand. And
well, either way, it's a heck of a play by Nikel Roby, the rookie out of USC. He's a 3-year starter for the Trojans.
Well, they get this Buffalo secondary, they get their hands on a lot of balls. Hitting 18 interceptions coming into today's game, which is second in the NFL. They forced a number of fumbles. It's one area where they've really improved the takeaways, which were down a season ago, but with Mike Patton, a much more aggressive style of approach defensively, a more attacking style, and it created some opportunities for the secondary.
Long review as the teams continue to wait. It would be the first fumble of the season for Mike Brown if the call stands.
I think he's lost. We've lost him in the...
It looks like now Ron Winter is ready.
I think they stay with the call on the field. Andrew, we looked at it a number of different times. Ron Winter, one of the best in the business. Doing it a long, long time.
After review, the ruling on the field stands. First down.
So it is a turnover, the second of the half for the Jaguars, and now Buffalo gets the ball back with one timeout and 26 seconds. They have it at their own 39-yard line. Dan Carpenter's career long is 60.
Well, they've got a chance to take a couple shots here and with one timeout, get themselves down in field goal range.
Manuel out of the shotgun. Flushed out, in trouble, gets rid of it incomplete in the vicinity of Fred Jackson. But Alu is bringing the heat for the Jaguars defensively.
And a good alert play by E.J. Manuel. The one thing you can't do in that situation is take a sack. Good look at Dan Carpenter up on the sidelines. He's got plenty of leg, but they need to pick up good 20 yards here to even give themselves a chance.
And remember, earlier in the half, Carpenter missed a 54-yard field goal. 21 seconds left. Buffalo has the one timeout. Marquise Goodwin at the top of your screen. He's got great speed. Manuel looking his way. Goodwin, incomplete. Flag comes in though. Gratz was locking horns with Goodwin, and that might go against Gratz. Oh, they love the speed of Marquise Goodwin, and they were trying to take advantage of it there.
Pass interference. Defense number 26. Penalizing the spot. And a first down.
Well, you mentioned Goodwin, Andrew. This guy's got world-class speed. You see him right at the top of your screen. He's working on Gratz, and he's grabbing.
Yeah, he called it on 26, which is Evans, but that was clearly number 27. In any event, it's a 31-yard penalty, and Buffalo now has the ball at the 30-yard line of Jacksonville. Manuel steps up, will keep it himself inside the 25, tackled from behind at the 23 with 5 seconds and counting. And Buffalo will use its final timeout with 3 seconds on the clock. And Doug Marrone will send out Dan Carpenter.
Well, we're seeing more and more of this from E.J. Manuel. When it's not there, he's being more aggressive, and he's using his legs. And this is something that he was hesitant to do when he came back from that knee injury earlier in the year.
So Buffalo will try to turn the Brown fumble into 3 points right before the half. Carpenter is 1 out of 2 in the first half. The one miss from 54 he made from 42. This is a 40-yard try for the 6-year player out of Montana.
It's a huge play by Roby.
Jacksonville does have 1 timeout if they want to try to ice Carpenter. Carpenter's kick is on the way, and it's good. He just tucks it in. And once again, the Bills able to capitalize off a Jacksonville turnover. E.J. Manuel with 1 passing touchdown and 1 rushing touchdown in that first half. And at the break, the Bills lead at 20-10. We'll be back with the Verizon Halftime Report after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Moments away from the start of the third quarter in Jacksonville, and at the half, the Bills have a 20-10 lead. This was the big play in the first half. E.J. Manuel to Robert Woods. Football like you've never heard it, presented to you by Sonos. Back in the booth with Rich Gannon, I'm Andrew Catalon. 20-10, Buffalo in front. Real slow start for E.J. Manuel in that first quarter, but Rich, you have to like what you see if you're a Buffalo fan in that second quarter from the rookie quarterback.
Yeah, Andrew, certainly wasn't the start he was looking for, but he really settled in and played much better in the second quarter. They got the running game going a little bit. Really good for their confidence. 20 points here in the first half. They haven't done that in a while. That's a big start for E.J. Manuel. Passing
touchdown for Manuel, rushing touchdown for E.J. Manuel. As we take a look at the first half stats, the 2 turnovers by the Jaguars led to 6 Buffalo points. 2 field goals from Carpenter, including 1 right before the end of the half.
Yeah, look at the rushing differential there, 140 yards, some of them coming from E.J. Manuel. I thought 5 rushes for 31 yards. He made some scrambles that kind of kept the sticks moving a little bit, but Buffalo got the running game going at the end of the first half. That was huge. And of course, 2 turnovers, the interception from Chad Henne and the fumble from Mike Brown certainly contributed. Look at the numbers from both quarterbacks. Chad Henne's got to get this team jump-started again here in the third quarter.
And he'll have to wait because Buffalo won the coin toss. They deferred, so the Bills will start with the ball here to begin the second half. Well, I told you about this, a golf competition at half. Jim Furyk against the mascot, Jackson DeVille, from high above Everbank Field. And I told you the scattering report on Jackson DeVille. He beats Furyk. That was all done for charity, but Jackson DeVille showing up the 16-time PGA Tour winner.
Well, he's got to get back to the range and start banging more balls.
Jackson DeVille stealing the show for the Jaguars as Josh Scobie will boot it away to start this second half. Buffalo's lost 5 of its last 6, just 1 win on the road this year. Meanwhile, the Jaguars looking for back-to-back wins at home. Last week was their first win at home in 375 days. First since November of 2012. Underway in the second half. Good win back deep. This one goes through the end zone, and Buffalo will start at the 20-yard line.
Well, as we mentioned, it wasn't pretty early. They struggled a little bit, but really I thought E.J. Manuel kind of got himself in a rhythm there. Andrew made some big-time throws, and look at how they finished. Touchdown, and field goal at the end of the second quarter.
Manuel will start this half in the shotgun. C.J. Spiller right next to him. They give it to Spiller, trying to get right, and gets to the 22-yard line.
Well, they're willing to repeat certain plays. They had some success with that run earlier in the first half. They come right back with it to start the third quarter.
And since here in Everbank Field, the breeze has picked up just a little bit compared to the first half. Second down and 8 for Buffalo. Manuel swings it to Spiller. And he just gets back to the line of scrimmage, wrapped up by Alan Ball.
You know, a couple weeks ago, Nathaniel Hackett came down from the booth onto the sidelines. The offensive coordinator called plays. I like this, because I think it speeds up the process. It gets the plays in a little bit quicker. Obviously to E.J. Manuel, this is a progression type of offense, supposed to be very quarterback friendly. It's set up to have a lot of built-in answers. They don't want the rookie quarterback with a lot of checks and audibles at the line of scrimmage. So this is an offense that has answers for the young quarterback.
See if they have an answer here on 3rd down and 7. Manuel in trouble. Flag comes in, gets away from one, and is tackled at the 25 by Russell Allen. Just a 2-yard gain for Manuel. Here's the call from Ron Winter.
Holding. Offense number 59. The penalties declined. Makes it 4th down.
Penalty on Doug Legursky. They decline it and force Buffalo to punt. They'll bring out Brian Moorman, who lives down here in Jacksonville, and for the first 6 weeks of the season, he was without a job. He kept loose by punting at Fruit Cove Middle School in Jacksonville, and then after the Bills gave up on Sean Powell, Moorman came back in to rejoin Buffalo. Sanders is back at the 25-yard line. He's tackled at the 33. Flag comes in after a 49-yard punt from Moorman. Playing in his 188th game today for the Bills. That ties Darryl Talley for 5th most all time.
During the return, personal foul, grasping the face mask. Number 25, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
So extra yardage for the Jags after the penalty to Denaris Searcy. Jacksonville's first possession of the second half is coming up next. Following the penalty on Searcy, great field position for Jacksonville to start this drive at their own 48-yard line. Todman on 1st down. And he gets away from a couple and gets into Bills territory. Good second effort from Jordan Todman. Here's a look at the first half possessions for the Jaguars. Other than the touchdown, not much doing for Jacksonville in terms of long drives. Rich, what adjustments do you look for Jacksonville offensively in this half?
Well, they've got to get the running game going. I mean, you look at what they did in the first half, just 40 yards rushing, a little bit of an imbalance. They attempted 23 passes and just 12 runs. And they can't afford to be one-dimensional, and they're not great playing from behind because of their lack of talent at the skill positions.
3rd straight carry for Todman across the 35-yard line. Tackled by Aaron Williams, who had an interception for Buffalo back in the first half. That was his 4th interception of the year.
They really like to run the football behind Mercedes Lewis. I mean, you think about what he means to in the passing game, but this guy, the end man on the line of scrimmage, is a beast in the running game.
Movement on the line and a flag comes in. It's going to be a false start against Jacksonville.
False start. Offense number 66. 5-yard penalty. Remains second down.
It's on Jacques McClendon, who came in for the injured Mike Brewster at left guard.
Yep, right there. Just a little bit of a flinch, and even the right side got moving a little bit early too. They can't afford. We saw the 2 turnovers in the first half. The penalties, the misassignments, the mistakes. They're not good enough to be able to overcome all of them.
Todman tackled by Kyle Williams and Marcel Darius, and a little extracurricular after that last run. Maurice Jones-Drew on the sideline today, out with a strained hamstring. He told us it's the first time in his career he's ever had a hamstring injury.
Yeah, this comes at the worst possible time. As we mentioned, they were running the ball so much better here the last 3 or 4 weeks, and then not to have him out there, it's put a lot of the emphasis on some younger backs, guys like Todman and Robinson.
Sanders goes out in motion. Henne looks right, throws right to Brown. Caught, lost the football again. Ball on the ground, kicked around, and I think Brown got it back. Unbelievable. Brown is the guy who fumbled late in the first half. He fumbles again here, but somehow recovers. Leotis McKelvin forced the fumble.
Well, you can't let your guard down once you make the catch. I mean, Leotis McKelvin does a great job stripping the ball. Talk about some unexpected good fortune. Brown's laying on the ground. He's got Leotis McKelvin on his back, and somehow the ball finds itself right back into the arms of Mike Brown.
Nearly the 3rd turnover of the day for Jacksonville. Instead, 1st and 10 from the Buffalo 25-yard line. Denard Robinson on the carry, has some room. The Wolverine lost the football before he got in. And that's going to be a touchback for Buffalo. Robinson fumbled at the 1. Aaron Williams forced the fumble. The 3rd turnover of the day by the Jaguars. Let's take another look, though. Did he get in?
I think clearly this ball comes out before he crosses the goal line. And you've got some inexperienced players handling the football and not putting it away in traffic.
To the back of the end zone. Result of the play is a touchback.
Buffalo has done a really nice job ripping and stripping. That time it was Aaron Williams.
Denard Robinson was a yard away from his first NFL touchdown. Instead, it's Buffalo football. 3rd turnover of the day for the Jaguars. Denard Robinson nearly in, but Aaron Williams makes a phenomenal play, Rich.
Yeah, as he's close, he just tries to extend the ball, and as he does, Aaron Williams has the wherewithal to rip that arm in there and knock it out.
Williams had the interception in the first quarter and now forces a fumble at the 1-yard line as Manuel starts in the air and completes it to Scott Chandler. Gets out of bounds, forced out by J.T. Thomas. 8-yard gain for Chandler.
Their play action has been really good for Buffalo, and that's what happens when you run the ball for 140 yards in the first half.
41 yards receiving for Chandler so far today. And let's go back to New York and update with JB and Coach Cowher.
Well, one thing you can say about Cleveland, they play hard.
Oh, yeah, in that battle with Chicago, 10-play, 85-yard drive. Edwin Baker, first professional game, 2-yard touchdown run, 17-17, middle of the 3rd.
First professional game, isn't that something? Andrew and Rich.
All right, JB, thank you very much. Frank Summers getting the carry here, and that's a first down for Buffalo. Summers had 6 carries the entire season coming into the game. That was his 4th rush of the day. Bob Babich, the defensive coordinator for Jacksonville. C.J. Spiller trying to get around the right side, cuts it back inside. Nice move! C.J. Spiller nearly busted that one loose. Winston Guy got him by his shoes.
Well, we've seen this run a lot today. It's from the offset position. It just comes right back across the formation. Doing a good job with the fullback leading up. You see the guard, Craig Urbick, kick up in there, and you see right at the end, they're kind of C.J. Spiller awkwardly go down.
Now Spiller off to the sideline after his 14-yard run, trying to stretch that out. So Jackson and Summers are in the game next to E.J. Manuel, who's in the shotgun. And we have a whistle and a penalty flag, a false start.
False start. Offense number 79. 5-yard penalty. Remains first down.
Well, Eric Pierce is struggling a little bit. Had some penalties in the first half, and got to get that cleaned up.
Former Jaguar was released by the Jags in November of 2010. Has settled in at right tackle for Buffalo. 8:10 to go, third quarter. Jackson across the 40 and down at the 43-yard line. Chris Prosinski, who's getting the start today, makes the stop.
Fred Jackson is limping off, and you see C.J. Spiller come back in. And they've got a great luxury with these two backs. We talked about kind of a dynamic duo, and you always have a fresh back on the field when you've got Jackson and Spiller. And it makes it very difficult for a defense. They can wear you down late in the game.
Combined to go over 100 yards rushing so far today. Spiller back in there, and he's out to midfield. Russell Allen brings down Spiller after a pickup of 6.
And they're just staying after this running game and just chipping away at this Jacksonville defense and keep putting the fresh back in the game. They don't allow you to catch your breath defensively with this up-tempo. Even when they're making adjustments, they're jumping the ball at the line of scrimmage.
Brings up third down and 6. Fans at Everbank Field making some noise, hoping the Jacksonville defense can come up with a stop. Manuel threw it to Johnson and he wasn't looking.
Well, Stevie Johnson doesn't really have a chance here. This ball comes in on him before he even can get his head around it. I always say from a quarterback's perspective, they have to see the throw, and Stevie Johnson had no chance in that situation.
Johnson only has 1 catch today for 4 yards. And Brian Moorman will have to come out to punt again for Buffalo. Ace Sanders waiting for it at the 10. He's going to let this one bounce, and it just goes out of bounds right around the 15-yard line. Bills cannot capitalize off the turnover. Henne going back out on the field. This holiday season, as part of the league's commitment to celebrate and honor alumni players, NFL Homecoming spotlights the return of legends to stadiums across the country. To access exclusive content and hear legends in their own words, visit NFL.com/homecoming. And at halftime today, Mark Brunell was inducted into the pride of the Jaguars, the 5th member, along with Tony Baselli, Fred Taylor, and former owners Wayne and Dolores Weaver. Longtime quarterback of the Jags. Congratulations to Mark Brunell. They spotted that punt coming out of bounds at the 25-yard line. So just a 27-yard punt from Moorman as Mario Williams got a hand on that pass from Chad Henne.
Got to be a little bit more aggressive with Mario Williams. You see, he walks the tackle, pass to right back into the quarterback. People in this building, Andrew, probably wouldn't mind seeing Mark Brunell back in a Jaguars uniform.
Still looks good, doesn't he?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, he had a terrific career. A lot of football games down here in Jacksonville.
2 AFC championship games. As Todman has a room and some hole. Jordan Todman off to the races. And Todman still going. Dragged down at the 43-yard line by McKelvin. A 33-yard run for Todman.
Well, he found the crease. Good blocking on the left side of the offensive line. And just watch him right at the end of the run as he goes from his left to his right. Nice job switching the ball. Remember now, they put the ball on the ground a couple times. Good alert play there by Jordan Todman.
Season-long run of 33. Henne to the air, and there's a flag coming in. That's going to be on McKelvin, who held up Kerry Taylor.
Pass interference. Defense number 21. Penalized at the spot of the foul and a first down.
Update in New York, JB and Coach Cowher.
Ooh, boy, Miami is serious.
Yeah, 17 unanswered points here. Ryan Tannehill hits Daniel Thomas in the flat, 2 yards. They take a 17-10 lead.
Must be a happier locker room, Coach. All right, back to Andrew and Rich.
All right, JB, Dolphins trying to get to 8-6 and still very much alive for a wild card spot. They're headed to Buffalo next week. 5:50 to go, third quarter. Second down and 5 coming for the Jags, and Jordan Todman closing in on a 100-yard day.
He's not used to getting 17 carries at this point in a football game.
Now Denard Robinson is back in. Remember, he had that fumble at the 1-yard line earlier in the quarter. And Denard Robinson throws back to Henne. Double pass. Henne in trouble, and he goes down. Manny Lawson was not fooled.
Well, when you see Denard Robinson, and that's the first indicator something might happen. He played quarterback in college, and they're not fooled at all. Really a good alert play here by Manny Lawson. He gets the sack.
A 12-yard loss for the Jaguars, and that pushes them arguably out of field goal range. 3rd and 17 now for Jacksonville. See if they can chip away and at least set up Scobie for a shorter kick. Kenny's pass incomplete. Was looking for Ace Sanders. And now 4th and long for Jacksonville, and Gus Bradley is sending Josh Scobie out.
That's one Chad Henne will want back. I mean, you've got him this wide open. Ace Sanders, you've got to be able to hit him. Ace Sanders ran a really nice route on the corner.
So Scobie, who's 1 for 1 on the day, will come out for a 55-yard attempt. His season long is 53. Career long is 59. Trying to make it a 1-possession game. Scobie's kick is on the way, on target, and good. Josh Scobie drills a 55-yarder. Bails out the Jags after that trick play went bad, and we've got a 7-point game. Smiles in Jacksonville after Scobie boots a 55-yard field goal, and it's 20-13 in favor of the Bills. Goodwin back deep for Buffalo. He's going to take this one out. The Olympian with sprinter speed knocked out at the 17-yard line. Mike Harris pushing him out. Big drive coming up for the Bills. Now there is a flag on the play right near where Goodwin was pushed out. Here's Ron Winter.
During the return, personal foul, low block, number 86 for the kicking team. 15-yard penalty and a first down.
Penalty on Clay Harbor. That'll help out the Bills as E.J. Manuel is set to come back out. Back in Jacksonville, Andrew Catalon, Rich Gannon with you. 1st and 10 for the Bills from the 33-yard line, and C.J. Spiller goes backwards on that play. Alou makes the tackle. Thursday on CBS, it's no mystery why Elementary is a hit. Johnny Lee Miller and Lucy Liu star in Elementary Thursday at 10/9 Central, only CBS.
Well, defensive coordinator Bob Babbitt has got to tighten the screws a little bit with his leaky run defense. Fred Jackson, C.J. Spiller, 20 carries for 123 yards, averaging over 6 yards a carry.
Manuel dumps it off for Chandler, who goes out of bounds at the 40-yard line. Geno Hayes was right with Chandler.
And the run defense, Andrew, has really been a problem all year for Jacksonville. Been a problem. 27th in run defense, going up almost 128 yards a game on the ground. And when you can't stop the run with your front seven, you've got to bring those safeties down there. And of course, that makes you a little bit more vulnerable on the perimeter.
3rd down and 4. Manuel gets rid of it quickly to Jackson, who's got the first down. Tackled behind by Jason Babin, but Buffalo moves the sticks.
Well, he can be so dangerous in the passing game. You'll see this offensive line, the right guard, right tackle get out in front of it, and C.J. Spiller just does the rest. Very patient. He has great vision, but he's very patient in the screen game.
Sun has come out in Jacksonville. Some shadows on the field as Jackson has the first down carry. And nothing doing there for Buffalo. You mentioned Bob Babich, Rich. He was the head coach at North Dakota State from 1997 to 2002. His defensive coordinator at the time was Gus Bradley. Now those two have reversed roles in Jacksonville.
Yeah, he's a good defensive coordinator. I mean, it's not overly complicated from a scheme standpoint, but they play fast.
Jackson's got some room, and another Buffalo. Check that. Spiller's got some room, and a 12-yard gain.
And they've got no answer, though, right now for C.J. Spiller and Fred Jackson. And let's watch this cut by Fred Jackson, or C.J. Spiller right there. Just goes right on the back door. He's got great speed. That's the thing. The vision is one thing, but you combine that with rare speed, you have a back who's capable of scoring every play.
Another quarterback draw, but Manuel just goes down. He scored a touchdown on that play, but this time he loses one. Andre Branch was there for Jacksonville.
Again, you see E.J. Manuel jumping the ball and put a lot on the young quarterback. You know, to be able to call the plays at the line of scrimmage, to be able to make the adjustments, all the checks in the running game.
Manuel back to the tight end Chandler, and he's thrown down at the 36-yard line by Posluszny, the former Bill.
Well, really a simple route, just a little stick route by Chandler again, but he's so big, this is an easy throw for a quarterback like E.J. Manuel. Chandler so reliable in the middle of the field. That's where he does most of his damage.
3rd down and 5 for Buffalo.
Here comes pressure.
Manuel running right, loses the football. Ball comes out, Jacksonville falls on it. Penalty flag on the play.
Illegal use of hands to the face. Offense number 70. Penalty decline. Result of the play. 1st down, Jacksonville.
Winston Guy was the man that knocked it out, and Jacksonville recovers.
Well, you have to be able to recognize pressure, and when you do, you've got to be able to put the ball away. Never feels Winston Guy until it's too late.
And Derek Marks recovered the fumble. 8 different players have a sack in today's game. 4 for each team. And that's the 2nd Buffalo turnover. Good field position for Chad Henne and the Jaguars. They trail by 7. 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Play action. And he holds on to it. Now he'll run and slides just across the 50.
Well, we saw this from him 10 days ago against Houston. You don't really expect it from Chad Henne. He's a better athlete than you give him credit for, but he can run a little bit like E.J. Manuel. It's not his first thought, but certainly capable.
Using some tempo here, right to the line. Jordan Todman escapes and has a Jacksonville 1st down. Jordan Todman gets 7, and now he's over 100 yards on the day. 18 carries, 101 for Jordan Todman.
Boy, it's nice to have depth at that position. You don't have your franchise back, and Maurice Jones-Drew. Todman has come in and been absolutely terrific for the Jaguars.
Right back to him. This time running right, and Leotis McKelvin makes the stop. And we'll see how quickly Jacksonville gets to the line. That could be the final play of the 3rd quarter.
As you get a good look at E.J. Manuel over there, look at the pictures with offensive coordinator Nathaniel Hackett. Perimeter pressure has fooled him now. We saw it last week against Tampa Bay, and then again here today against Jacksonville.
End of the 3rd, Bills up 7. We're back to Jacksonville after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Tight game in Jacksonville. We go to the 4th quarter with Buffalo ahead 20-13. Andrew Catalon, Rich Gannon with you. Jaguars begin the quarter with a 2nd down and 7 from the Buffalo 40. And we have a flag and a false start against the Jaguars.
False start. Offense number 86. A 5-yard penalty. It remains second down.
Penalty on Clay Harbor. So 2nd and 12. All right, Rich, if you're the Jaguars down by 7, what's the offensive game plan here in the 4th?
Well, I think if you're Jed Fish, you got to keep running the football. They struggled in the first half. They had 12 carries for 40 yards. In the third quarter alone, 9 carries for 92 yards, average over 10 yards a carry. You got to keep feeding Jordan Tobin.
Play action on 2nd and 12, and Henne just throws this one to the ground. Todman was there, but it'll bring up 3rd down and long.
That's a smart play by Chad Henne. They were running a screen. It wasn't there. Does the next best thing, throwing it in the ground, not taking a sack.
Henne has been on target on 3rd downs today, 7 out of 9. And as a team, Jacksonville is 5 for 10 on 3rd downs.
A good job running this offense, and he's been very good in situational football, as you mentioned, Andrew, on 3rd down. Chad Henne has been hot.
Here comes the pressure from Buffalo as well.
And a timeout called for by Jacksonville. They took too long. Big 3rd down play coming up when we return. Next Sunday, the NFL on CBS doubles down the playoff drive. First, Peyton and the Broncos battle Andre Johnson and the Texans. Then Tom Brady leads the Patriots against Joe Flacco and the Ravens. Or Big Ben and the Steelers take on Matt Flynn and the Packers. Check your local listings, beginning with JB, Dan, Coach Shannon, and Boomer on the NFL Today. 3rd down and 12 for Jacksonville. Henne to Todman. Catch is made at the 40. Plenty of room up the middle. 1st down and more inside the 15. Roby and Bird finally caught up after a 30-yard pickup for number 30.
Really simple. They motioned Jordan Todman into the backfield. He's just going to run a little angle route and a good throw there, and of course he's able to do the rest. He has had a terrific second half for the Jaguars.
Todman on the rush here and maybe gets 1 or 2. Kiko Alonso makes the stop. Great execution after the timeout, though, by the Jaguars.
You know, you've got to be cognizant anyway of the conditioning. Jordan Todman, Andrew, hasn't played a ton of snaps. When you think about what he's done coming into this game, 138 rushing yards. Getting close to that in this game alone.
Yeah, he's got 105. He comes out. Denard Robinson comes in. They play action to Robinson. Throw it back to Lewis. Has a seam. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Mercedes Lewis has a touchdown in 3 straight games. And the Jaguars are a point after away from tying it up at 20.
They've done a really nice job with misdirection. Plays that look the same, that are different. They start you one way, and then they go back the other way. And he's going to look like he's throwing to his left. He actually throws the screen back to his right to Mercedes Lewis, making it look real easy here in the 3rd quarter. In the 4th quarter. They're making it look easy, though, and it's simple plays and simple reads for Chad Henne.
2nd touchdown pass of the afternoon for Henne. And Scobie evens things at 20. The veteran tight end, Mercedes Lewis, found some space and rushes in for 6. Chad Henne with his 2nd touchdown pass of the day. Now 3 straight multi-touchdown pass games. And we are tied at 20. Scobie kicks it away. Goodwin lets it bounce. And it'll be a touchback. Buffalo will start at the 20-yard line. Well, Jacksonville in search of its first 4-game win streak since 2007. September 16th of that year against Atlanta, David Garrard to Reggie Williams. Then against the Broncos, Garrard to Williams again. Then against Kansas City, Maurice Jones-Drew at a 52-yard touchdown. And then MJD again against the Texans, 4 in a row. First time since 2007. How about Oakland in 2002? Who was playing for them back then?
Some stiff.
Rich Gannon at quarterback for the Raiders back in 02. Jacksonville trying to get 4 in a row. You remember the 4 games?
No, I have no idea. I know we started 4-0. We lost 4 in a row. We somehow made it to Super Bowl 37. But I give Jacksonville a lot of credit and Gus Bradley for keeping this thing together, Andrew, after a rough start. Not a lot of teams can rally and finish strong after starting 0-8.
Manuel's pass is complete to Robert Woods. And for Woods, that's his 4th catch of the day. It goes for 20 yards.
And remember now, they're banged up at the safety position, and that's what Buffalo has done. They're playing 2-deep coverage, and they're going after these safeties. You can see Winston Guy a little late rallying to Woods.
Buffalo has its fastest wide receivers on the field. Goodwin at the bottom of your screen, Graham up top. Manuel looking deep for Goodwin, has a beat on his man, and he can't bring it in, but a penalty flag is thrown. Oh, Goodwin used his speed there, and he had a step on Gratz. And now Goodwin a little shaken up.
Actually grabbing that left ankle.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, contact to the head of a defenseless receiver, 15-yard penalty, and a first down.
Well, it's the safety that's coming over the top. It's Winston Guy, and he takes the shot, the shoulder right to the helmet of Goodwin. And they're going to call this every time. I think I saw a statistic. I think there's been about 156 of these through the first 11 weeks of the season.
Let's listen in. Goodwin is still a little shaken up. We'll step aside, come back to Jacksonville in a moment. Doug Marrone said he wanted to see more of Marquise Goodwin and TJ Graham in Buffalo's offense. Neither one has a catch today, but they've been targeted several times, and they've both drawn some penalties. That one a big one for Goodwin and the Bills, as Manuel goes to his fullback Summers. And Buffalo putting together a bit of a drive here early in the 4th quarter.
This is good to see. Summers is getting some touches. You mentioned the 4 carries earlier. They come off the play action game, a little boot, easy throw and catch. That's not the guy you want to be tackling in the open field, Summers. It's a big man, 248 pounds at 5 feet 9.
On the opposite side of the coin, there's C.J. Spiller, who's 200 pounds, and Spiller loses a couple on that play.
Well, this is an area where this offense and C.J. Spiller have been so much better. They've cut down on the negative runs, which were a problem earlier in his career. He's been much more decisive and willing to smack it up inside for a 2-yard gain, but they just Jacksonville did a nice job stringing that one out.
Well, last week against Tampa, Buffalo was held to a season low 67 yards rushing. So far today, they have 179 on the ground. But Spiller lost 2 that time. Jackson replaces him. Play action to Jackson. Manuel throws complete to Woods, and a Buffalo first down inside the 20. Tackled by Gratz, but for Woods, that's his 5th catch of the day. And for E.J. Manuel, he's now thrown a completion on 6 straight passes.
He has looked so much better since the first quarter. He's in rhythm. He's throwing with some confidence. He's stepping into throws.
Woods got 18 on that one. 1st and 10. Manuel's got some room to run. Puts it down and goes out of bounds at the 12-yard line. Paul Posluszny fouled him out.
Well, he's really learning to play the position at this level, and it isn't easy for a rookie quarterback. And it's like these defensive coordinators will make your first year miserable if you'll let them. They love playing against first-year quarterbacks, but that's something that E.J. has done more of today, Andrew, using his legs outside the pocket, and that can really break down a defense.
Dwayne Gratz is out. Will Blackman replaces him, and the carry goes to Fred Jackson, and he gets close to the 5-yard line. Pick up a 5 on the play.
Well, anytime you look at a day like this in terms of a rushing performance by Buffalo, 191 yards, you can't overlook those big guys up front. and they have done it. Eric Woods and Glenn and Legursky and Urbic and Pierce have done a nice job. They're winning the battle in the trenches.
First and goal for Buffalo. 10:15 to go, fourth quarter. Jackson inside the 5, and he gets down to the 1. Chris Krosinski made the stop. Well, we told you early on, Buffalo scoring touchdowns in the red zone, 30th in the NFL. But today, in 2 red zone trips, they have 2 touchdowns, and they're knocking on the door once again.
And good red zone teams have the ability to run the football in this part of the field. And with the way they're moving that Jacksonville defensive line off the ball, I think you keep pounding them here. You got 2 more shots here.
Manual play action, touchdown, Frank Summers. The 248-pounder out of UNLV gives Buffalo the lead again. It's 26-20.
They've done a nice job getting Summers out in the flat. This is his 4th catch today. They fake the ball to Fred Jackson. He cuts the end man on the line of scrimmage. He finds his fullback in the flat.
That's a heck of a drive by E.J. Manuel and the Buffalo Bills, aided by the penalty by Winston Guy. But Dan Carpenter's extra point puts Buffalo ahead by 7. E.J. Manuel clicking for Buffalo, and he's got 2 touchdown passes on the day through the air, 1 on the ground. Dan Carpenter to boot it away following the Manuel to Summers touchdown pass, and Kerry Taylor will take a knee. And with that touchdown pass, E.J. Manuel has now set a Bills rookie record with his 11th touchdown pass of the year, passing Dennis Shaw back in 1970. Well, don't forget, coming up on the Subway postgame show, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cower for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's all coming up on the Subway postgame show. Let's see if the Jaguars can answer with 9:35 to go in the fourth quarter. They trail by 7. Penny rolling right, throws it in, and it's caught. Somehow caught by Kerry Taylor. He scooped that one off the ground with his shoelaces, and he gets 6 yards.
I wasn't sure if Chad Henne, Andrew, was throwing that one away.
I thought he was, as Aaron Williams is now down on the field for Buffalo.
Well, they fake the action to the left, and you see Kerry Taylor. He's coming from left to right, and well, he does throw it in there. Stephon Gilmore, he goes for the pick. It's like two ships passing in the night.
So a nifty little 6-yard pickup, and the concern now for Buffalo is Aaron Williams, who's had a phenomenal game today. Interception in the first half, and he also forced a fumble just as Denard Robinson was about to score a touchdown for Jacksonville. While we wait, let's go back to New York. JB and Coach Cower with an update.
Back and forth we go in Miami, Coach.
Yeah, watch this right pass right here, 2nd down and 10. Marcus Thigpen's going to catch this out. Touchdown, they take the lead, less 1:15 to go. New England needs a touchdown.
Boy, what a tight one being played there. Andrew and Rich.
All right, guys, thank you. We saw New England pull one out late against Cleveland. See if they can do it again against Miami, as the Dolphins building a little momentum here, approaching the playoffs.
A little bit more difficult for Tom Brady without Rob Gronkowski. Scoring 32 points a game with Gronk in the lineup. Without him, just 20.
Aaron Williams in his 3rd year out of Texas, 2nd-round pick back in 2011. His alma mater will now need a new head coach.
Well, he's a guy they cannot afford to lose, and he makes so many plays down around the line of scrimmage. He's also matches up with the slot in the nickel. It's a lot of tackles, 78 tackles already this season for Aaron Williams.
Mac Brown will coach the bowl game and then depart, and then Texas will be looking for a new head coach. How about Texas and USC? Both jobs available in the same season. So Denarius Searcy will come in to replace Aaron Williams, and it's a 2nd down and 4 with 9:10 and counting to go in the fourth quarter. Todman on the carry, and he's wrapped up very quickly by Alan Branch. Still working on Williams, so Cersei, who scored 2 defensive touchdowns this year, comes out on the field. A fumble return for a touchdown, and an interception return for a touchdown. 3rd down and 3 for Jacksonville. And he fakes the screen. Now rolls back to the right. He wants to keep it himself. Great awareness by Chad Henne, and he's tackled right at the 30-yard line, but I believe that'll be good enough for a first down. Jerry Hughes made the tackle, and it is a Jacksonville first.
Really alert play here by Chad Henne. He wants to throw the screen to his left. Buffalo peels off and covers it. He does the next best thing. Just a good effort by Chad Henne, throwing his body in there to get the first down.
Jaguars move the sticks. They go back on the ground to Todman. And Kiko Alonso, one of the many Bills, along with Mario Williams to make the tackle. 3 yards for Todman, who's got 110 yards on the day.
That's really how you win over your teammates when you look at what Chad Henne did the play before. I mean, just throwing your body around there to make a first down. Teammates see that on the film on Monday, and they appreciate that.
Over the middle to Lewis, and he lost the football. It's an incomplete pass. Nearly a catch and a fumble. Cersei was the one that knocked it loose.
Well, same play we saw early in the game. They try that fake the screen both ways. They're going to throw the ball back inside to their tight end, Mercedes Lewis, and he gets hit before he can make the catch.
So another big 3rd down coming up for Jacksonville. 3rd down and 7. Converted one earlier on this drive when Henne scrambled. Let's see what they do here.
You know you've got man-to-man coverage when you see Todman go out there and the safety go with him.
Henne over the middle, caught by Taylor. First down, Jacksonville. And a late flag comes in, back behind the line of scrimmage. Would be a 16-yard gain if it stands.
There is no foul for roughing the passer. The defender was pushed into the knees of the quarterback. Result of the play is a first down.
Well, Chad Henne's going to sit in this ball. Watch how quick it comes out to Kerry Taylor, but he takes a big hit. You're going to see Jerry Hughes. He gets thrown into him by the tackle, Bradfield.
3rd catch of the day for Taylor. That matches his season total. And look at Chad Henne showing off his legs. And another Jacksonville first down.
Well, if you're Buffalo, you don't expect Chad Henne. You're thinking he's going to hand the ball to the running back, Denard Robinson. Instead, he pulls it. You see the backside. He fools everybody, including Manny Lawson, who's late to the play.
Buffalo defensive coordinator Mike Pettin told us yesterday that Henne's a better athlete than people give him credit for. And he showed it there with the first down run, and you saw Aaron Williams walking off the field for Buffalo. Inside 7 minutes to play. 1st and 10 from the 40. Henne back to the air. Caught by Taylor. Stephon Gilmore tackled him immediately after a gain of 9.
Great anticipation here by Chad Henne to Kerry Taylor. He throws this ball before Taylor is even out of the break. And Gilmore knows he has safety help over the top from Jarris Byrd. Good throw by Henne.
Todman trying to get the first down, and he does. It was 2nd and 1, and now a fresh set of downs for Jacksonville. Kiko Alonso makes the tackle, but going back to Kerry Taylor, Rich, his uncle, John Taylor of the San Francisco 49ers, and his father, Keith, played 9 years in the league as a defensive back.
Some good genes there. Played against John Taylor, both of those players.
Inside 6 minutes to go, 1st and 10. Todman spins, tackled by Alonso. Alonso was limited this week with a knee injury, but he has played every defensive snap of the season for the Bills coming into the game, the 2nd most in the NFL. What a rookie year for Kiko Alonso out of Oregon.
Tough guy, great instincts. He's second in the league in total tackles behind Cincinnati's Vontaze Burfict with 131. Runs sideline to sideline, making stops, extremely athletic. Will be a good one for a long time for the Bills.
Any pump fakes, looking deep, flag on the play, and another flag comes in. Jeremy Ebert was the intended target. Gilmore had the coverage.
There are 2 fouls on the play. Personal foul, chop block on 8 offense. Pass interference, number 24 defense. By rule, those penalties offset. Replay, second down.
Penalties on Bradfield and Gilmore. They offset. We'll do it again.
With the pass interference late.
So 2nd and 9 once again for Jacksonville from the 28-yard line. 5:13 to go in the fourth quarter. Jaguars have 2 timeouts remaining. Todman goes out wide to the top of your screen. Henny looking the other way to the left, and it's caught by Lewis. His 4th catch of the day, and he's wrestled down by Denoris Searcy.
You know, Andrew, we rolled both of those replays up of the chop block and, of course, the pass interference. I looked at the chop block. I don't agree with it. You know, you look at Bradfield, he's doing his job. He goes out and cuts the defensive end, but he wasn't engaged with anybody else. I thought that was the wrong call on the field by the officials.
Another flag in. Todman to carry on 3rd and 2. And it's going to go against Buffalo.
Offside. Defense number 95. A 5-yard penalty that results in a first down.
One of the Bills' captains, Kyle Williams, and a first down again for Jacksonville.
Well, it's the penalties and the mistakes that's really costing this team right now. You get a good look at Gus Bradley.
12th play of the drive for the Jaguars. Denard Robinson into the backfield as the tailback. Henny looking right side, caught. Clay Harbor inside the 5. 1st and goal, Jacksonville.
You talk about a great throw by Chad Henne. Denoris Searcy couldn't be in a better position. He actually goes for the interception. You see he tries to undercut the tight end Clay Harbor. It's a perfect throw here that gets it done by Chad Henne. Searcy just misses tipping that ball.
What a play for the Jaguars. They have it 1st and goal. Todman back in at tailback. They pitch it to him, running right. Todman dragged down for a loss. Jim Leonard, the veteran, makes the tackle. 4-yard loss.
Well, Jim Leonard, he couldn't even get lined up pre-snap. He's running all over the place. You watch him, he's on this side of the ball. He's going to run over just at the end. He just actually, we'll say he lucks into it, but he finds himself in the right place at the right time. They had some problems communicating pre-snap defensively.
He'll take it as we tick under 3.5 to go in the fourth quarter. And a timeout called for by Jacksonville. Gus Bradley's team has 1 timeout remaining. Don't forget, coming up on the Subway postgame show, join JB, Dan, Shannon, Boomer, and Coach Cower for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. That's all coming up on the Subway postgame show. 2nd and goal, Rich. Ball at the 5-yard line. Do you feed Todman or do you trust Henne to throw it?
Well, you know, you hate to start a drive like that in 1st and goal and have a negative play, but now you find yourself 2nd and goal. I think you got to give Chad Henne some options. I think you get him in shotgun and let him do his thing. He's been very effective, very efficient here in the second half.
Following the timeout, Jaguars break the huddle. Todman is next to Henne, who's in the shotgun. Mercedes Lewis, the tight end, on the bottom of your screen. Henne looking right, throws, nearly intercepted by McKelvin. Mike Brown was the intended target, and that brings up 3rd and goal.
Well, they were trying to throw the back shoulder throw to Mike Brown, and Leotis McKelvin couldn't have played this any better. Look at him get his head around early. Brown does a nice job knocking that one away.
McKelvin's had a great season for Buffalo and makes a big play there. Now, 3rd and goal, 3:21 to go. Empty backfield next to Henne. Has some time, throws end zone, and it's intercepted! Stephon Gilmore with the pick in the end zone!
Well, the one thing you can't do in this part of the field, I thought for a second there, Andrew, he's trying to throw this thing away. But he doesn't throw it far enough, and Stephon Gilmore's right there to make the play. You can see some confusion. Looks like Todman there. But man, you've got to throw that one out of the back of the end zone.
That's the 4th turnover of the day for Jacksonville. 2nd interception from Chad Henne. And an absolute gift from the Jaguars to the Bills.
And we talked earlier about this Buffalo secondary. They get their hands on a lot of balls. 18 interceptions coming into today's game, 2nd most in the NFL.
Gilmore had an interception last week, and now he has another one this week. And keep in mind, Jacksonville only has 1 timeout remaining and the 2-minute warning. Fred Jackson on 1st down, stacked up at the line. And Jacksonville will use its final timeout. Final timeout by the Jags. Well, this week, don't miss the show that's in a league all by itself with guys who take on all 32 teams and each other. Every week, James Brown, Phil Simms, and Chris Collinsworth get together with the artistry of NFL films and the chemistry of the boys. Inside the NFL, the show the pros watch, Wednesday at 9, only on Showtime.
Well, disappointing finish on that drive. 15 plays, 75 yards. It goes 6 minutes and 20 seconds. They come away with no points. Critical mistake down in the red zone by Chad Henne.
No timeouts remaining for Jacksonville. Jed Fish, the offensive coordinator, hoping to get the ball back, diagramming some plays with Henne. They'll have to move quickly if they get it back. 2nd and 10. Again to Jackson. And he gets 3 yards on the play. Clock will continue to move.
We talk about how important 4-minute offense is at the end of the game for a team like Buffalo with a 27-20 lead. You make a 1st down here, this game's just about over. Jacksonville not having any timeouts. The only way they're going to be able to stop the clock is at the 2-minute warning. Got to find a way to make a 1st down.
Huge play for the Jacksonville defense. They need to stop. 3rd down and 6. On 3rd downs today, Buffalo is 5 out of 12. Again, it's Jackson, and he is pushed back for a loss. Big play by the Jaguars D, led by Roy Miller.
A very, very conservative call on 3rd down by Buffalo. And I don't know if it's just not trusting your rookie quarterback in this situation, trusting that your defense can go out and get a stop, but I thought it was the wrong decision by Buffalo.
Excellent point, Rich. 3 straight runs to Fred Jackson. Buffalo will have to punt. 2-minute warning in Jacksonville. Brian Moorman into punt on 4th and 6 for Buffalo. They lead by 7. 4th punt of the day from Moorman. Ace Sanders back deep for the Jaguars. Good punt from Moorman. Sanders from the 23. He's got some room to run. Sanders reversing field. Can he get around the edge? No, he will not. Pushed out at the 25-yard line. Pushed out by Jerry Hughes. It's a 53-yard punt. What a win for the Miami Dolphins. They beat the Patriots 24-20. So Miami now at 8-6 in the hunt for that 6th seed in the AFC. And next week, Miami will go to Buffalo.
Remember now, Baltimore's got to play on Monday night at Detroit. That'll be a tough one.
So 1:46 to go. Jacksonville down by 7. They have no timeouts remaining. They cannot stop the clock. Chad Henne, 1st and 10 from the 25. Play action. Henne steps up and will keep it himself. And he's brought down at the 27 by Corbin Bryant.
You're better off throwing it away in that situation. And the one thing you can't do is take a sack, but you've got receivers downfield. The better play for Chad Henne in that situation, Andrew, would have been to throw it away.
And it takes them a while to get to the line. Now Henne back to the air, and it's nearly intercepted by Leonard. Jim Leonard was gunning for his 4th interception of the year, almost had it.
Well, he's trying to fit one into his tight end, Mercedes Lewis, working up the seam, and Jim Leonard, he drives on this one the whole way. 4-down territory, obviously. Chad Henne's got to find a way to get a completion here. They got to be able to start pushing the ball down the field with the minute 16.
No Maurice Jones-Drew, no Cecil Shorts. A lot of inexperienced players on the field for Jacksonville right now. Henne feeling the heat, and he is sacked. Brought down by Nikhil Roby. The 5th sack of the day for the Buffalo defense.
Roby comes right off the slot. Chad Henne never feels him and has no answer for the pressure.
They have to hustle to the line. 4th down and 15 for Jacksonville. Henne looking deep for Mike Brown, and it's out of bounds, incomplete, and that will do it. E.J. Manuel, all smiles as he runs onto the field, and Buffalo will go on to win this one. Jacksonville cannot stop the clock. What a tight game between Buffalo and Jacksonville. E.J. Manuel got off to a slow start, but he threw 2 touchdown passes in the air, and he also ran for 1 on the ground. And 4 Jacksonville turnovers did in Gus Bradley and the Jags. They were bidding to win back-to-back home games, but instead, Buffalo will get its 2nd road victory of the year. The Jaguars have no timeouts remaining, and they cannot stop the clock.
Yeah, really a big win for that man right there, Doug Marrone and his staff. They've lost 5 of their last 6. I always say it's important to finish strong. Big win today for the Buffalo Bills.
Doug Marrone and the Bills go to 5-9. They finish at home against the Dolphins and then at New England. And Jacksonville falls to 4-10. Games next week against Tennessee and then week 17 at Indianapolis. Sigh of relief for Doug Marrone and E.J. Manuel after their worst performance of the season last week in Tampa Bay, where they were held without a touchdown. The Bills answer back this week and post a big 27-20 win over Jacksonville. Final score, Buffalo 27, Jacksonville 20. Coming up next is the Subway postgame show. For Rich Gannon, this is Andrew Catalon saying so long from Jacksonville. You've been watching the NFL on CBS. Let's go to James Brown in New York after this message.